Okay, the second part of completing the theme is customization after you export the theme from Artisteer. And besides customization, really making it your own. All right, so I've got a working example over here. And the one that I want to show you before doing the customization is the sections page. And there's a box layout. And I've got a section over here. And I've got a section below it. I am using the section shortcodes in both cases, of course. And I've customized the shortcode a little bit after the export. This is the full width section, and this is the not the full width section activated. Now, the first question I'm sure that comes to our mind, if this is full width section, how come it's not going to the edge of the screen? That's because I did some code change afterwards to make it go exactly to the edge of the sheet, of the page, and not to the edge of the screen. It's a fairly simple thing to do. Now, because of this revelation, the shortcode that I had created called the boxed section is going to be sort of not entirely getting rid of, because some of you might be using it. So those who are using it, don't worry, you don't have to change your code. All I'm going to do is remove the boxed section shortcodes from the editor buttons. So it's going to be in there. You can do it manually. You can, place the shortcode on a page or a post manually, but the buttons are not going to be there with the next version. Let's start with a process. Okay. So another thing before starting, another thing I want to get your attention to is the static header. In most cases, I don't create my navigation menu to be inside the header, but in this case, the Pandunis theme, the primary navigation bar, it's inside the header, and I've got the second menu working as well. So instead of making the navigation bar as sticky, I'm making the entire header sticky, which for at least for the sticky menu or anything on scroll plugin, it will give you problems in displaying properly. So we need to make a very small CSS change after we export the theme to make it work. Okay. All right. So let's start. So I'm gonna from the first video, all I'm gonna do is export, and let's call it Pandumis Fresh. Okay. All right. Let's install the theme and activate it. All right. Let's have a look of the two issues that we're going to encounter immediately. So as far as the sections go, it's going to be full width. Okay. We're going to change that to work perfectly. And then, as you can see, the sticky header It's not working very well. All right. So let's start with a sticky header. So the problem that we're having right now is it happens with the headers when you try to stick the header. Because Artisteer is putting it's making the Z index of it to be important. That means you cannot override it. So we need to get rid of that. But before that, let me show you how the sticky menu is set up. So if I go to settings, sticky menu or anything, in most cases I'm going to be using Alt-Nav for the navigation bar, but in this case I'm using the header. My theme is 1100 pixels widthwise, so I'm putting that in there. So I want the sticky part not to work for the responsive screens. That causes some problems. And then in the advanced settings, it's important to have the legacy mode on and have the Z index 499. Now, as it is out of the box, when you install this theme, the 499 doesn't take effect because Artisteer it's got the Z index for the header important. So all we have to do is get rid of the important part, and it's going to work. So if I go to and load the styles and search for .art header, right now there are 10 instances. I believe it was the 7th instance of it, and we have the Z-index auto here. All I have to do is remove the important part. Save the file, and we should be okay now. Refresh the page, and it's fixed. Okay, that was easy. All right, let's go through the list here, and let's start customizing and making things working better, or customizing things to our needs. All right, so we're going to start with the slider code. I had a blog post regarding this. I've updated since the post last month, and I added 2 things to it. So the number one thing is that pretty soon, as soon as I finish testing, I'm going to be add a 3rd slider to the recommended sliders, which is a post slider, which means that automatically it's going to create the sliders from your posts. And it's the same company that makes the WD slider that what we're using so far. So I've got the code for 3 sliders going on. The second part is in some cases, you don't want, because it doesn't look good, you don't want the header on the home page to be displayed, and then the slider as well. An example of that is the Ozone theme that I have. Let me show you really quickly. I go to Ozone as a sample. On the home page, you're going to notice that the header is not displayed, but you have just the slider. If I go to any other page, you're going to see the header. So what happens in the home page, automatically the header is being hidden. We're hiding the header and then just have the slider. All right. Now, in this case, we don't want to hide the header, just display the slider only in the home page. So we're going to be using the first part of the code. So this is the code that we're going to replace, and we're going to replace the art page slider div section in the header.php file. So the easiest way of doing it using Notepad++ or some other little bit sophisticated editor. So it will indicate the div section, the entire div section for you. So let's load it up. That's the header PHP file. It's going to be at the bottom of the page, and that's the div for the art page slider. And that's the code. So as soon as I click on it, it's going to show me where that particular div ends. Now, the reason from the first video that I said that just have one slide inside the slider in Artisteer is because the more slides you put, the longer this code is going to be. Okay, so to make it as short as possible, just have one slide. That's all you need. So I'm going to highlight the entire code section, delete it, and then I'm going to paste the code that I have ready. And that's all it takes. If I go and refresh the page, the Artisteer slider is gone. And I don't have any of the three sliders activated right now. But the way things are working, as soon as I activate one of the three sliders and just create slides, I don't have to worry about the settings or anything else. Automatically on the front page, the slider, one of the three sliders, is going to show up, and it's going to be only on the home page. All right, so the slider part is done. All right, number two, let's adjust the sections, especially for the boxed ones. Okay, so the first thing that I need to figure out is, and if you don't have a ruler, you can start estimating. An online ruler, that is, you can start estimating the settings that you have to take care of. I've got Chrome has a extension called Dimensions. I'm using that. So by using Dimensions, it indicates that the space between the image and the edge of the page, the sheet, is 20 pixels. So that's all I have to do. So let's adjust it so the full width section is 20 pixels. And before going that, if I go to the edit page, you're going to see that the first section is full width is set to true, and the second one is set to false. All right. So the shortcodes is located in the includes folder in the file called theme shortcodes.php. Load that up. Find the section's shortcode. It's going to be near the bottom or 80% down the list. There it is. Create a full width section line starting from line number 636. Right. I need to find the part that says 2000 and minus 2000. And all I need to do in this case, change it to 20 and minus 20. These two numbers are going to differ from a box theme to a different box theme. It all depends from your paddings and margins of your content and the page. In most cases, it's going to be a number around 20. It could be 22, 23, 18, 17. But just be prepared to make your adjustments. In this case, it's 20 pixels. It so happens that the boxed shortcode that I have somewhere here, I do believe as a coincidence, there you go. The margins are 20 pixels with 20 pixels, so you don't have to worry about that. But as I said, you don't have to use this the boxed section anymore, because I have a solution to use the original section shortcode. I'm going to save this, and you're going to see that magically when I refresh the page. Everything is going to work out fine. Okay? All right, so we fixed the sections. Next, screenshot. All right, so the theme, Artisteer actually, creates a screenshot for us. First of all, the screenshot is not a very good picture of it. And number two is the size of it. It's ridiculously high. It's 459 kilobytes. So my recommendation is to create a similar screenshot. There are many tools that you can use to create a decent screenshot, and then to make sure that you optimize the PNG file correctly. It's better to use a PNG file as opposed to a JPEG file, so I do recommend using the PNG file. And then when you finish to optimize it, I've said this before, the best optimization tool that I've found is the website called CompressPNG.com. So it's totally free service to use. I'm going to load up the PNG file. Wait a few seconds to do its magic. There you go. So instead of downloading it, compressed it by 80%. We can do better than that. So I'm gonna create on the settings, and the image changed from 460 pixels to 94. So if I make this, let's say 13 colors, I got it down to 46, and that's the before, that's the after. Let's change it to 32. Get a little bit better quality in there. Let's make it 64 in this case. I still don't like the quality that much. Okay, this is good enough. So we got it to, actually, I'm going to go back to 32. Okay, the quality is pretty much the same at this point. So I'm able to reduce the size from 460 kilobytes to 54. So all I have to do when I'm done, apply, and when it finishes, today this website is working a little bit slow, I don't know. You're going to download, and that's it. So replace the screenshot image. Next, we have to remove the slider from the styles. Okay, so the slider, the Artisteer slider, puts a lot of CSS settings for this in the style. So a quick search with the word slide, it's gonna find a bunch of them. So all you have to do is remove them. I'm not gonna do it right now, but for example, I've got the art slider inner, navigator. There's gonna be a bunch of them. So if you want to optimize your CSS code, remove every single instance of them. So what was the whole purpose of putting the slider code, the slider in the Artisteer slider in your theme to begin with? I personally use the Artisteer slider code in the header.php file as an indication where to place my own code. That's the only reason. So after I replace the Artisteer slider code with mine, I can go ahead and start removing everything Artisteer slider related from the theme. All right, so after replacing all the CSS instances of the slider, we need to optimize the images. So in the we need to open the images folder, and the first thing that I need to just get rid of is the slider. And if you had multiple sliders, you can have a bunch of them here, but because I only had one slider in Artisteer, it's only one file. Get rid of that, and make sure that the rest of the files are small. Otherwise, optimize them. So the header, even though it's a pretty large file size-wise, the dimension-wise actually, the file size is very small, under 2 kilobytes. So everything else in this case looks good. So there's no image optimization that we have to do in this case. All right, next on the list is okay, to make sure that the header dimensions are correct for the box themes. I already talked that in number 2. All right, the sticky color for the dark backgrounds. I have a sticky background color going on as DDD. That's the hexadecimal code for it, which doesn't work well when when the theme is has a dark background. It's a darker theme, so you're gonna make sure that the CSS settings in the styles.css for the sticky is that it's in Artisteer. It's in the beginning part of the WordPress tab. Okay, that's where you're gonna find the settings. So you need to change the DDD to 444 for the dark themes. Now, since we're talking about dark themes, and we discussed this before in the forums, I'm gonna jump to number 19 really quickly. Make sure that the dark themes are served as styles. You create a style as a dark theme. Don't make it the dark background, the dark theme. Don't make it as your main theme. So just create a regular theme with a bright white background, and more importantly, page content, and then have different styles. And one of the styles that you can have is a dark style, and use that. Otherwise, in order for you to in order for you to not have problems in the editor, because the background in the editor is going to be black and the letters in the editor is going to be black, you have to stop. You have to get rid of the code in the functions file where you're adding support to the editor, to the style.css. So all you have to do on line 19, delete that line. But the way I would work is create the main theme, create the theme as a lighter color theme with a white, preferably white background, and have an option, create the extra style, and have the option of having a darker style, and use the style switcher to go to the dark theme. All right. If needed, that page at the bottom. Okay. In this case, I don't need space, but I'm gonna get rid of the text. This is the part that I'm talking about right here. So I'm gonna get rid of that. If I did if I had gotten rid of it in Artisteer, the bottom of the theme, the footer was going to go all the way at the bottom, so I had to put the space there. In order for me to do it, I need to load up the footer PHP file, find the place, and simply put a space in there. And if I did it correctly, that should take care of it. There you go. Text is gone and I've got the space. Okay. Next, check the headline mouse over color. By default, the color is DDD. So if your background color was whitish or similar to that, or you want to change it and make it to a totally different color, it's in the style.css settings. You can go and change it. So let me see if I can find it really quickly. If I go to the editor and search for headline, let me start from the bottom. There you go. Let's change the DDD to something stronger. Let's make it completely black. Refresh the page. Okay, and there it is. All right, next. Create extra styles, skins, of course. So I don't have to tell you this, how to create the styles or the skins. You should know it by now. If somebody has a question, let me know. I'll show you how to do that. I showed, I believe, in the forums a couple of weeks ago how to do it. So that's number 14 on the agenda. Okay, so other things. If you're using the sticky menu, check the settings, adjust the settings. Already talked about that. And also check the slider settings, the width. Now my themes have a 1100 pixels width-wise, all of them. They're all fixed. In your case, if the dimensions are different and you're downloading the themes from my servers, automatically they're set up to have a width of 1100 pixels. So you need to go into the settings of each for whatever slider you downloaded and make that width adjustment. So let's say it was your theme had 1200 pixels, you have to change the 1100 width settings to 1200. So it would work perfectly and look perfectly. Next, if you want to adjust the 900 pixel responsive breakpoints that I have to anything you want, you can do it after you export the theme, or actually, if you do it in Artisteer, you don't have to do this every single time you export the theme. So some people complain that the 900 pixels is too large for a breakpoint. My opinion is that 900 point, maybe it's even too small, actually. Maybe I need to make it 1100 pixels or 1000 pixels. So this is what the issue is. So the ThemeCity plugin by default. Let me go to somewhere where I have, okay. This page is using sections, all right? If this was a ThemeCity theme or a Tuxedo theme before that, the columns would break to single columns at 480 pixels, and I talked this before. That is, if you ask me, pretty ridiculous. because let's say at 500 pixels or 700 pixels, everything is going to be too congested. It's not going to look good. So I changed that to break at 900 pixels. So if you wanna go and change the setting of 900 pixels to anything else you want, you can do it very easily. So everything is going to stay the same when it reaches at 900 pixels or below. They're all going to break into single columns. That's what it means. Okay, and this has to do with the columns inside the theme. Okay, and also it's I put the automatically the same settings with the WP Canvas shortcode in case you're using it. So the columns, just like Theme City, they were breaking at 480. I changed it to 900. So all you have to do, it's very easy to customize the setting. All you have to do, go to the styles, do a quick search, 900 pixels, and we have 3 instances of it. So all you have to do is change those 3 instances to anything, any breakpoint you want. So that's how to customize that part. All right. And I just realized that we need to go back and work some of the things up there, which is fine. I'll do it. I'm going to do it right now. So the instructions for styles in child themes, I'm going to talk about it separately later on when I'll be discussing how to create the child themes and making it work properly and customize it to make the whole process easier. So last time I was up here, it was the sticky menus. We did that. We did the page space at the bottom. Okay. Oh, we did the headline. Okay. So the Max Mega menu themes, in most cases, it's not needed. So from now on, and I'm going to have a separate video talking about this, but as a precursor, really quickly, let me say that from now on, not only when you install Max Mega Menu, the theme is going to create the menus for you. The menu, the declaration parts. It's not just going to declare those menus, but also is going to create the styles for each menu location. So, so all you have to do in most cases, all you have to do is install a theme, then install the Max Mega Menu plugin, and then create the menus in the backside, and then assign each menu to each theme, and you're done. You're ready to go. So the only cases that you don't have to do any customization is when all of the themes, the Max Mega Menu themes, they all have transparent backgrounds. So obviously, if your header is white and the links, the menu items, they're all white in color. Okay, so really quickly, I was at the right place. So the links are white, and the background is transparent. I'm making the background transparent, so if I change the header to put it a different image, let's say it's all red, I don't have to change the each menu theme background color. I don't have to match it every single time. All I have to do is just change the header, and it's going to fit well. It's going to sit well over here. It's going to work well. So unless you make the header background completely white, so if the background is white and the text is white, you're not going to be able to read the menu item. So in that's going to be one of the cases that you need to go in and change the color. And in some cases, you have to change the whether the menu is going to be the alignment, whether it's going to be left, right, or center. By default, I'm using the settings from my Marie theme. So the main menu, it's centered. The second menu is left on the left side, and the footer is going to be centered. Okay, and each one has a separate breakpoint, responsive breakpoint. The main one breaks at 1100 pixels. The header, the second menu is at 1000 pixels. The same with the second widget menu, which you can place in a page, and the footer will break at 600 pixels. Now, the last version that I shipped, the last version of the plugin that I shipped on, I believe, Saturday, 1.1. I need to make some adjustments in the themes to make them work better, and I realized that I don't have a theme in there for the second widget. So when 1.11 comes out, everything is going to work better, and the theme for the second widget is going to be in there as well. So more on the Max Mega menu later on in a different video. All right, so the menu 2 header animations. Now, in the first video, I was saying that if you want to have a second menu, name it as menu 2. And let me explain now what I was referring to. So in some cases, like the Marie one, the Marie theme, you have some of the content, some of the things inside the header jumping, right? We all experience that jumping thing. So Artisteer's fix was put the menu inside the header like Pandumis does, and you won't have the jumping issue. Okay, there's no jumping here. So and that was the answer to it. And in some cases that is not acceptable. I prefer having a separate navigation bar, separate from the header, so I can customize better when it comes to showing things per, customizing things per page or post. In some cases, I don't want to display the header, or in some cases, I don't want to display the navigation bar for some reason. So if they're mixed, if the navigation bar is inside the header, I won't have that. I won't be able to do those separately. So so there's no fix for it. So I said, instead of having that jumping thing that looks really ugly, let me slow it down and let me animate it. All right. So some of the things I can predict. For example, the mini cards, the search button, and even the menu 2. And I'm using the menu 2 as an example, right? So in case you named it something else, or if you had and the logo, which I don't have the logo right now, but if you had other positions placed in the header as well, which I don't recommend stuffing it, you're going to run into problems. So in case you put some other ones, or you didn't name the logo and the menu 2 as I asked you to do, you have to go and make those changes. There are 2 places that you have to make those changes. So the number one is insert your styles, and it's an easy find. Go search for menu 2. There's going to be one instance. So if you renamed it anything but menu 2 and logo, change those settings. If you have any other settings that you did in there, put a comma and just put a hash tag and then the name of it, and that's it. If you want to change the transition, to 1 second, which by default that's going to be the thing. Change it to anything you want. In this example, is changed to 3 seconds. So it takes 3 seconds from the moment the page loads until it completes. You can slow it down for more dramatic effect to 5 seconds, 6 seconds. It's all up to you what you want to do at that point. So this is how you customize the animation. Now, the second thing that you need to worry about if you changed the name of the positions or added some more is actually 2 places. So we have the preset CSS settings. So to customize those and add more of your own is a folder called Page CSS. Okay, and the one that I have in there, it's let me see. Remove all header objects. Open it up, and it's the same thing again. And in here, I don't have the menu 2, so all I have to do or the logo. Okay, so I need to fix that as well with the next update. So all I have to do is put those 2 things in there, and also if I have any additions, any additional positions that I've created besides those 2, add that in there. So when I choose to remove all header objects, those things will be removed. Okay. In this case, now this is the replacement thing that I'm talking about. Let me get rid of it for a second. So this is what we have. And let's say remove all header objects. The menu 2 is going to be there because I didn't check it, but everything else is gone. Okay. So if I was to fix it really quickly, I have to say menu 2, and if I had the logo, and that's going to take care of it. I'll have this part fixed. All right, so refresh the page and it's gone. Okay, now that is not removed because that's the main navigation bar. Now, let me really quickly talk about the replacement that I'm talking about. So let me get rid of that. The replacement is going to be actually a plugin, a custom plugin that I have. So I've got it installed. As soon as I activate it, it's going to detect the activation, the plugin that it's activated, and it's going to get rid of the original built-in system, and it's going to replace it with this part. So just like the other one, we can have per page your custom CSS code that you want to write. There's also now support for JavaScript, so you can write your JavaScript, and whatever JavaScript you write, they're going to work just for this page. You're going to have any presets JavaScript files over here. And there, I don't have anything right. That's why there's nothing being displayed right now. And then all of your settings. So the first thing that you're going to notice is that, unlike before, I can see actually the CSS code now. So let's say the no header. Okay, that's the code for the no header. To customize or add more things in here, it's the Qt CSS file and the Qt.js file. That's for the CSS, and that's for the JavaScript files. So if you want to add more settings in here, all you have to do is create those files, make sure they end with CSS, and automatically it's going to show in the backside. So the no header is over here. That's all you have to do. Art header and display none in this case. So the big difference between the 2 systems is that besides having to customize JavaScript code, you can also they're gonna be checkpoints as opposed to drop down. So just for as an example, in this page, let's say I wanted to hide the header, or actually I'm just wanna hide the footer, and then all the items. Okay, just for as an example. So instead of like the older, instead of having to only be able to select one setting, I can now check multiples at the same time. So let's say, okay, no laptop header, no, let's say remove all header objects and no footer, okay. Fine, and no laptop header, so I can select any. So let's see, so the header objects are gone. The menu 2 is showing up because I need to fix that in the code, as I discussed before. There's not going to be a footer, okay? And when I go into the smaller screen, smaller than 1370 pixels, the header is going to disappear as well. And that's the and that's how you select multiple CSS files. And this is only for that particular page, okay? So let me get rid of the settings right there. I use those settings to do a lot of customizations per page, and this is how I did a lot of those pages for the plugin, the demo site Marie that I have as a demo, and I will discuss more in detail how to actually do the setups and how to use the shortcodes for those. Okay, customize the TGM plugin if needed. A lot of people are asking me how to customize, how to make it your own, and you know, I don't blame you. The customization, actually, it's fairly easy. How to have your own lists and plugins. So you need to load the functions PHP file again, and find the section. Do a search for TGM, and you're going to find the section. So the whole code, the whole section is when it says start plugin activation, and it's going to go all the way to end plugin activation. If you want to disable the whole system, which it's stupid, do not do that. You just highlight the whole text and get rid of it. All right? I would recommend that if you don't like my lists, if you want to have your own, just go and change the arrays, okay? So each array or each recommendation, it's in the array over here. Now, it so happens that in the functions file, I don't actually have any plugins, any recommended plugins. The only plugins that I have, they're gonna be loading from my own servers, and their list, the actual list of the plugins. Two reasons. Number one, I did it like that, so I can recommend many plugins, and we can filter them in the backside. So let's say I have 200 plugins that I'm recommending. You wouldn't see a list of 200. So if you activate, for example, the essential plugins, you're going to see just the essential plugins that I recommend, the security plugins, the miscellaneous, and so on and so forth. And the second reasons, and I already talked about this, I can change the list. I can get plugins from the list, or I can add things to the list without having to create a new Artisteer plugin or having to recreate the whole theme. Everything will be done online and everything will be done dynamically. All right, so let's say you want to create your own list. All you have to do is download, as an example, download one of the files that I have ready and change the the files yourself, okay? Or simply get rid of all the arrays over here and simply directly put the plugins that you want to use. So if I go to the backside and if I go to the plugins, I'm hoping, yeah. So just to see an example, right? So the Essentials plugin, if I go to edit, you're gonna see the actual list, the actual plugins that I'm recommending. This is the scroll to top, okay? And the way it works is very easy. You have the name, you have the select, and whether it's required or not. It's always, the way I have it set up, the required is always false. I don't force anyone to use a plugin. It's a recommendation. So it's up to you to accept that recommendation and add it. So how does this work? So the name is going to be the name that is going to be displayed during the installation process. Basically, you can write anything you want, doesn't make a difference. The slug, that's the important part. The slug is the last part of the plugin's URL. For example, if I was going to put the B26 slider, the slug for this plugin is going to be that. That's what you put, okay? Another example really quickly, the slug for this plugin, it's going to be that, all right? So all you have to do is make your list, get the array part over here, go to the functions file, and replace the arrays. And that's how you customize the list and customize the arrays. The way I would recommend, if you want to change anything, I would go ahead and create my own plugin lists, make the changes over there, and of course don't forget to change the URL from where your list to be downloaded. And that's how pretty much you make TGM your own. That's how you customize it. I'm not sure if I was clear enough. Hopefully I was. If not, we'll give it another try, the explanation. All right. Last thing, it's funny that I'm talking about customizing things where I haven't really discussed all the features yet. All the new features is going to be in the next video. So one of the new features is on the dashboard. And on the dashboard, you have theme news and updates. Basically, I've set up a website where I'm going to be hosting. Basically, it's going to be a blog where every time I change a plugin inside the TGM, whether I remove something or add something, it's going to show up as an RSS feed over here. Or any other important announcements, it's going to be displayed over here. Okay. Now, for whatever reason, you don't want to get those news. You don't want to get the updates from me, and you want to have your own updates, your own news, whatever you want to show to your own clients. It's very simple to do. It's again in the functions file. I made it on purpose all the way as the last function, and it's the dashboard feed. All you have to do is create the website, of course, or if you have a website, and then change the address to where the feed is going to be read. So in this case, is as you saw from the address, and I haven't really done anything. I just set it up. I need to pretty soon start using. I've got some sample text, you know, um, which doesn't mean anything. So as I add more content to it, more posts to it, they're gonna start showing up in your dashboards. Okay. Now the dashboards, the RSS feeds are by default. Artisteer gets them every 12 hours, right? So if you're testing it with your own website, the first time whatever RSS feed is coming out of that website is going to be shown, and then you create another post and then go to the website to check it over here, and it doesn't show up. Don't panic. Everything is working. WordPress, again, as default, when you create a post, automatically it will create the RSS feed for it. That's automatic. That's instantaneous. But when it comes to reading RSS feeds, whether it's here or whether it's in the widget RSS widget, it gets the feeds. It reads the feeds by default every 12 hours. To change that, I would recommend installing the what is it? There you go. The DB cleaner, WP DB cleaner. Okay, the advanced database cleaner. I've got the professional version, the premium version, but it's gonna work fine with the free version as well. Okay, so all you have to do is clean the dashboard transients feed, and that's going to clean that 12-hour limitation and go and get the fresh feeds immediately. Okay, now in this case I've got the and you can do it with a free version as well. You can have a schedule your when you want your elements to be cleaned. I've got it scheduled once an hour. So automatically in this case, instead of going and getting the feeds every 12 hours, because the dashboard transients feeds automatically are going to be cleaned every hour, the feeds also are going to be coming to my dashboard every hour. And at this point, I want to believe that after this long, boring video, that I've covered pretty much everything that needs to be customized and make it your own. If there's anything that I missed, if you have any questions, or even better, if you have better ways of doing things, better suggestions, better ways to optimize and customize things, I would really appreciate if you let me know, so I can share it with the rest of them, with the rest of you, and improve my skills as well.